I have yet to meet a nice guy that doesn't have some childhood concerns. And what I mean by childhood issues is usually they grew up in a broken home. Not necessarily broken, but they have some kind of disconnect with their father. At very least, it might have been that they had a very passive father. At the very extreme end, they had a very neglectful or abusive or alcoholic father, something along those lines, which made them over-identify with their mother. And what I mean by over-identifying with your mother is you assume your mother was correct in everything she said. And as a result, they become submissive to women in general. They tend to believe women in every way, shape, or form. And they really seek female approval. They disconnect with the males in their life, particularly their father. And then they seem to think that women essentially are the only people you should care about. Their approval matters more than anything. So they tend to have some kind of fathers and a mother. It doesn't mean everybody with a broken home. It's only when their mother was excessively a victim, when the mother took no accountability. She put her needs first, maybe blocked access, or maybe poisoned his mind against their father. It tends to be the making of a nice guy. What happens then is because they don't have access to their father, or because they feel like if they speak to their father, their mom's going to be mad at them, they really tiptoe around female approval. They go into the real world thinking that as long as a woman approves of my behavior, that's the only thing I need in life. I need female approval. Male approval doesn't matter. But the problem is they learn about female approval from their mothers. And what makes your mother approve of you is not what women will approve of you. And what I mean by that is your mother wants somebody obedient. Your mother wants somebody who's non-confrontational. Your mother wants somebody who is passive. And she just wants someone who's non-sexual, of course, because it's her child. They take all of these skills and apply it to women in the real world. They'll be obedient, they'll be submissive, non-confrontational, and then non-sexual with women in the real world. As a result, they avoid confrontation like the plague with women. With men, they're not so bad. So you'll meet a lot of nice guys at work. They're very, very harsh and they can be very stern with men. But with women, they avoid all confrontation. So what that looks like is they will ignore their own needs to ensure she approves of him, as long as she's happy. And they think, happy wife, happy life. Now, I know that sounds great, but unfortunately, you need to have more autonomy on what makes you happy rather than just submitting to partners, men and women. Submitting to your partner doesn't necessarily create happy life. It creates inauthenticity. So they avoid confrontation like the plague. And finally, what happens, then as a result of these behaviors, they have low sex appeal. Women are not attracted to submissive men. They're not attracted to obedient men. They can use them really well. They can use them because maybe they think, oh, at least he won't cheat on me, so I'll just pick him. Or at least he won't be in the club every night, I'll just pick him. Or at least he doesn't get a lot of girls, he won't cheat on me. But they won't necessarily be hyper attracted to this man. And as a result, they don't ignite that desire in women. So they have a naivety about women. They start to think women are just non-sexual. Women won't have affairs. Women don't like that. They're not affectionate. So what that leads to is they allow their woman to kind of do whatever she wants, because in their mind, they think she would never have an affair. She doesn't even like sleeping with me. She doesn't like kisses. She doesn't like all of that thing. They don't realize they make her not like that. They make her, maybe with you, she might not like sex, or maybe with you, she might not like intimacy, but she's still an intimate person. So they might say, okay, yeah, no worries. You can go, stay over at your friend's house. I know you two are just close. Oh, you can go on holiday with that guy that you knew from your neighbor. It's fine. I know my wife. She would never touch him. She would never touch you, but she would touch him. And they become very naive. And as a result, these men tend to experience divorce without doing anything wrong. They haven't done anything. They haven't actually done anything bad to their partners. They're not like that guy that you hear that has been drinking and is aggressive. And they actually haven't done anything wrong, but they find themselves divorced or cheated on again and again and again. So this seems to be my number one cause of men suffering in relationships.